Hi everyone. I want to give you a little bit of additional help with citing and referencing in APA. Ashford provides you with plenty of excellent resources to help you with APA, but I thought a little presentation would be useful as well. So let's suppose I'm going to start to write an initial post on the death penalty. So I might start with an opening sentence of my own. Let me just type something in. There has been plenty of research on the death penalty. That's a sentence I wrote just introducing the paragraph. Now I'm going to put a sentence in which I'm going to present information taken from a source from a book written by Smith. So the second sentence, most of this research fails to find evidence of a deterrent effect. This information came from a source, Smith, a book written by Smith, so I'm going to put a citation to credit the author. And in the citation for paraphrased material, which is what I have here, in other words, I didn't copy a sentence from the book, I put it in my own words, but I still have to credit the author for the information, since that's the author's the person who actually provided the information. So the citation is going to include the author name and the year. I'm going to follow this with with a sentence of my own. Okay, so here I'm going to indicate that not everyone accepts the research finding described in the previous sentence that came from Smith. Okay, and then the sentence I'm about to present is actually a quote from the source. So I have to start by putting it in quotation marks because I'm taking it word for word from the source. Okay, so I'm going to put a quotation mark at the end of the passage I've taken from the source. I also have to cite it. But in addition to having the author name, the date, I also need the page number. Okay, so whenever you take a passage word for word from a source, as I've done here, it must be placed in quotation marks. See the opening quote mark, the closing quote mark, and then cited with author name, year of publication, and the page number. When you're paraphrasing information you're taking from a source, as I did in the sentence here, you don't need to have the page number. But when you do a quotation, you've taken a passage word for word from a source, it needs to be in quotation marks and accompanied with a citation that includes author, year, and page number. It is extremely important to make sure that when you take a passage word for word from a source, you put it in quotation marks to distinguish it from your own writing. If you don't do this, it's plagiarism. You must put the passage in quotation marks. And for paraphrase material, such as this second sentence, you also must make sure that you credit the source. Even though you're writing it in your own words, you have to credit the source of the information. Okay, so let's say that's all I've got for now, and I'm going to finish it off with the reference section. The reference section is at the end, and you should have references that go with the citations that you have included in the body of your text. So we start with the citation, you start with the they should be in alphabetical order, so you'd start with green. And you put the first initials of the author. You put the year of publication. Followed by the title of the book. you're going to put the title in italics, not in quotation marks, but in italics. That provides a clear indication that it's the title. Then you put the location of the publisher. So let's say it is in, let's say it's in Chicago, in the state, and the publisher is, let's say it's Pearson. Just making this up here. Okay, so you've got several elements for a reference for a book. Author last name, author first initial and middle initial. Sometimes they might not have a middle initial, in which case, of course, you don't include it. Then you need the year of publication, the title of the book. The first word should be capitalized, the other words not. If you have a colon, a long title that has a colon in it, then the first word after the colon would also be capitalized. Titles in italics, period. Location of the publishing house, Chicago, Illinois in this case, and then the publisher, the name of the publisher, and that's it. We have a second source here, of course, Smith. And let's say that there is no middle name for Smith, so we don't need that. The year of publication. And again, the title needs to be in italics. The place it's published. Okay, so here we have Smith, first initial, date of publication, title in italics, Hartford, Connecticut is the place of publication, and Landover is the name of the publishing house. Okay, so what you can see here is we've got several things. The first sentence is sentence I wrote. Second sentence is information I'm presenting from Smith, but I'm paraphrasing it, writing it in my own words. Therefore, the citation just has the author name and page number, and year of publication. Second sentence is a sentence that I wrote. The fourth sentence here is the research and deterrence has many flaws is a quoted passage from Green. Because it's a quotation, I have to include the page number along with the author name and year. And then we have the references at the end. So as I said, for additional guidance on APA, if you go to the Writing Center, you will find plenty of information on APA as well as some additional examples. So I hope this helps you a little bit. I'm always available to answer questions. If you have any questions on APA, just send me an email and I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay, that's it for now.